So guys, we are out driving the Volkswagen Virtus with the 1 liter manual, and as you know, we've already driven this car. We've driven the automatic as well. So this is going to be another, a long-term ish video because we've driven it a couple of times. We've mileage tested it almost every single time, and my focus is going to be on many things, but I also want to put your focus on the fact that our mileage test between the couple of cars which have been slightly different, they've not been the exact same car, of course. uh, is that the good news is that the mileage is very consistent indeed. We've been getting very good numbers with this 1 liter manual as well, although it is not as good as the 1.5 because slightly enthusiastic driving of mine and a colleague of mine who drives very sanely has delivered into a result of almost 15.5 on the highway for this manual, and it was 16 if I remember on the automatic. So what does this mean is that we've tested both the variants and we've got the similar mileage on these cars, and time and again. So that is the big aspect, that we've been getting these numbers time and again. This proves that mileage is consistent. It's really nice, in these times where fuel prices are quite high, and this is not what we expected, but then again, what we're getting here is quite impressive. And surprisingly, this is the only fuel that Volkswagen has for us to drive, because there is obviously no diesel, no CNG, and there's no other powertrain on offer. So the key highlight here is that it actually delivers on the fuel efficiency. It delivers on the promised aspect quite well. And these cars are surprisingly smooth and silent on the inside. I remember any car being petrol sedan being this silent was the Honda City back in the day, which impressed me quite a lot. This is actually doing exactly that. So trust me, guys. The nostalgia aspect for me is quite high on this, because the engine feels that quiet. Right now, I can't hear the engine at all. There's a bit of road noise, and that is it. It is extremely refined motor. Obviously, when you rev it, you will hear the three-cylinder thrum, and the roughness and the all of that that's associated with it. But that's also so muted down that with the help of, I think, the engine oils, I'm assuming this is a full synthetic oil, works its charm really well, and that makes this car really really smooth. uh, you should stick to the manufacturer's recommendation and the brand and the grade that they're using, even if you're servicing it from outside, because trust me, guys, I don't say this very often, but this is actually working quite well in its favor. We are really impressed with what is on offer with the Virtus 1 liter as well. I have told you time and again, and I still maintain that aspect, that the 1.5 is just too much fun, equally or in fact slightly more economical on the highway with its cylinder deactivation technology. But if you're on a budget, and that's what also I've told you earlier, is that you can't go wrong with the 1 liter as well. And time and again, this is clearly showing us one fact, is that this engine delivers fuel economy quite well. I'm doing 70 kilometers an hour right now, and the speed limit is of course 80. I have This is actually showing me 20, 24, 23, 24 kilometers to the liter. It's in fact going till 26. So if you're going on that Sunday drive within the city, for example, this is going to deliver a lot of mileage than you anticipate, and that is, I think, a really key aspect, because turbo petrols can deliver great efficiency and great performance only with your you know only with the right throttle input. So and that is also sometimes not delivered by certain manufacturers, but Volkswagen is of course delivering it. They're making turbocharged petrol engines for years now, and this is actually a very spectacular engine to live with on a daily basis. There is no denying that. Stick to the synthetic fuel that they're using. The refinement, the fuel efficiency will really impress you. One of the reasons why we're seeing a lot of Virtus on the road is not just because of the fantastic design that I've explained again and again, but it is this powertrain as well that comes together really well. Like, that you're sitting in a very good looking car that delivers on fuel efficiency as well as performance as well as great handling. So really really impressed with the Virtus on that aspect time and again. And that is what driving and living with the Virtus has been all about. Time and again, we've been getting good numbers on every aspect, and the top end is also good, and the brakes are good, the handling is great, the steering of course continues to be a little bit not that precise. It's precise, sorry, but the feedback isn't there through the steering. But it gets heavier on the highway. The confidence, of course, is really high with fantastic suspension, good ground clearance, slightly higher, of course, and very good stability at those speeds, despite a center of gravity is slightly higher. So that gives it the agility in the corners that you slightly don't expect from a car like this. And this is a balance that has come out together quite well on the Virtus here. We're really impressed with what is on offer with the Volkswagen Virtus, and time and again it has impressed us is what our long term ish review is being about right now. The AC seems to be have solved its problem. The quality seems to be standing up quite well. This is a car that is, of course, Volkswagen's own car, but it feels like an enthusiast driven car that is being well maintained. So if you're an enthusiast like me, you are going to your car is also going to end up looking and feeling and feeling like this, like a very well built car on the inside as well as on the outside. Needless to say, 5-star NCAP rating for adult and child occupant just further seals the deal. You can actually trust these numbers because Volkswagen has always been delivering these numbers since ages now. And the Virtus then becomes a really good package. We're quite grateful that we've been able to do so, tell you about it, and there's hardly anything that we can criticize at this price point and what Volkswagen is delivering, not just in active value but in passive value as well. Of course, a couple of features are missing that you get on other cars and all of that, but that update is going to come very soon. If I think the consumers are loving it, they're buying it, they will put in that feedback, and people who are waiting for it till date are going to put that feedback. And once that feedback is met, which is basically more features, that is the only criticism aspect, that at this price point, a slightly higher price point, more features are required nowadays. You just can't help it. People want features, and when they will drive the car and realize that these features are not so important and the driving is taking a lot of your attention and you're really enjoying driving, that is when the Indian car market will mature. Volkswagen has been delivering on this aspect for quite some time, and I think they finally delivered it yet again, even in a much more unconventional way than they should have done it earlier. And nevertheless, it's here. It is great. It needs a bit of features to pull in the masses, and it will be something that will really impress a lot of people once they start driving it and realizing that everything is on par with the Volkswagen Virtus and the Volkswagen new cars that are set to come in the Indian market also. That's it. Longish term review of the Tygoon, sorry, Virtus. And I just finished the Tygoon video. You can go ahead and watch that as well because that has also impressed us quite a lot. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on our website and social media for everyday updates. Until then, goodbye.